Easter felting on Hessian from the Maker's Kit. How did we do that? Hey, I'm Pam Duthie and I'm here to help you craft your career with creative marketing and artistic inspiration. And it's a Wednesday, so every Wednesday I do needle felting equipment and supplies reviews. And like I say every time, I'm not sponsored for these videos, this is just my opinion, but just to let you know that we're still looking at the Maker's box, which although I'm not sponsored for, they did send it to me for me to try out, but it's still my honest opinion on how I'm finding this box. And today we're looking at felting onto the Hessian using some of the images in the Maker's Kit. And just before we get started on this, I'd just like to show you something. So this is my third project in the Maker's Kit and I've still got all this fibre left. So just a quick update of what I'm thinking of this box so far. It is, out of all the kits that I've reviewed, the most expensive, but it is also the most generous by far. I still have a ton of all the materials to make all sorts of new projects with. There are still hundreds of pictures and instructions and just inspiration for me to make new stuff with. So, like I've said before, apart from not having black fibre in my box, you can request it when you're ordering. So apart from not having black fibre in my box, this kit is being amazing and the very most generous one for getting you started. So far, still recommending it. So I moved on to the Hessian that they also include in the box, and they talk about you can use this to cut it up and make into bunting or bookmarks or all sorts of things. I've never felted on Hessian before and I worried about this, the structure of it, how it would be to felt onto. But using the water-soluble paper really makes it super easy. So let's get in and have a look at how I made this and then we'll come back and talk about what I did. So as Easter's coming up, I picked some of the spring-like Eastery motifs that are included in the kit. There are hundreds of other Christmassy, Halloween, all sorts of other ones, but I went for Easter just because of the time of year, and yesterday was beautiful and it made me feel spring-like. Unfortunately today's gone and spoiled it. But I wanted to have a go, see what this would be like. So we started off with this daffodil, and I wanted to have a go at the shading. Now I found on my large 2D pictures, if you haven't seen them yet, have a look at my playlist of the 2D pictures. I found that it's best to be colouring where you want some shading to be. It's best to think of having about 3 different colours, and you can make the different colours by just blending them together. So just taking a pinch of each colour that you want, black and white, and then just pulling them apart and restacking them over and over again. Eventually this becomes grey. This becomes the shade between the two. So if you want your yellow a little darker, then you blend some of the yellow with black, or if you have browns or any colours that would work for that. If you wanted it lighter, then you would mix it with some yellow. If you are making larger quantities, then it's easier to use the dog brushes to card it properly, but if you just want a teeny amount, then just between your fingers works perfectly fine. So as you can see, my daffodil didn't work out great. I was trying to think of shading and everything, but at this scale it's pretty difficult to get all the details in that I wanted, so not the best, but still good fun. And then I decided, rather than to keep shading, a nice trick, we can use the materials we have to get natural shading by shaping, making more 3D or 2D pictures. So this just involves creating the shape of the animal a little bit, and then this means as light hits it from different angles, you have the shade because it's an actual shape. And I thought this was a relatively easy, super fun project. I think it would be perfect for perhaps older, careful children. That might be fun for them, and it's a great introduction into needle felting. And you don't have to use the images that they've given you, and it's quite basic shape, so you could freehand them yourself into a larger size, and this would give you more room to get more detail and it would look even better. But I think what they've given us is an absolute ton of inspiration. Using the water-soluble paper and just trimming it, you don't have to wet it to get rid of it, you can't see it, so it's just gone, and this just makes it so much easier than trying to put the design directly onto the Hessian. So I think it gives a pretty cute effect and well worth a go. So I hope this helped. If you liked it, don't forget, give us a thumbs up, click on my wee face to subscribe, check out the video of the playlist of all my other makes from the Maker's Box, and come back every Wednesday for more exciting projects. Thank you so much.